The first characteristics of sea transportations are it is very vulnerable to weathers. Operations can be easily harmed by any slight change in weather. Secondly, there is no traffic congestion. Unlike any transportation that relies on congestion road, sea offer a free congestion road, thus providing a better way in shipping product or service. By using waterways, goods and services can bypass congestion and reduce strain on existing infrastructure. The third characteristic is the versatility in accommodating. For example, water transportation can carry various types of cargo including bulk commodities, containers, and huge goods. Several types of vessel needs to meet specific cargo requirements in order to enter any water transportations. Lastly, water transport provides global reach, connecting villages and enable international trades. Ocean and seas serve as extensive transportation networks, facilitating the movement of goods. Advantages of sea transportation includes cost effectiveness. It is the most cost-effective way to transport large amounts of cargo. It is ideal for bulky and heavy loads. The second advantage is environmentally friendly. It produces less CO2 emissions compared to road or air transportation, making it less impactful on the environment. And lastly, in terms of safety, sea transportation is safer than other modes of transportation, especially for transporting hazardous materials. The first disadvantage is speed. Sea transportation is slower than air transportation. It is not suitable for urgent shipments. Secondly, vulnerability to weather. Sea transportations can be easily affected by bad weather conditions. This can lead to delays. And lastly, customs and regulations. Compliance with customs procedure and regulations in international transportation can complicate the process. Seaports are essential facilities where ships load and unload cargo or passengers. They provide services such as cargo handling, storage, customs clearance, and ship maintenance, making them important gateways for international trade. Navigation channels and canals such as shipping canals and dredged waterways allows vessels to travel safely and efficiently between destinations. They reduce travel distance and also improve the movement of international maritime trade. International shipping routes connect countries and continents, allowing goods to be transported across global markets. These routes support international trades and ensure the continuous movement of cargo worldwide. Port network consists of interconnected ports that facilitate cargo movement from one location to another. Efficient port networks reduces transit time and also improve logistics performance and support global supply chains. Maritime safety policy establish rules to ensure safe ship operations, protect crew members, and reduce maritime accidents. These policies cover ship construction, navigation, and emergency preparedness. Maritime environmental protection policy aim to reduce marine pollution from ships by regulating waste disposal, oil spills, and air emissions. They promote sustainable and environmentally responsible shipping practices. Firstly, port congestions. It occurs when too many ships arrive at a port simultaneously, causing delays in loading, unloading, and cargo delivery. This increases operational costs and disrupts supply chains. Second issue is marine pollution. Shipping activities can cause oil spills, ballast water contamination, and greenhouse gas emissions, which negatively affect marine ecosystems and biodiversity. Addressing these issues is essential for sustainable sea transportation. Firstly, government agencies. They develop maritime laws, regulate shipping activities, ensure port security, and enforce environmental and safety standards. Secondly, transport operators. It includes shipping companies, port operators, and logistic providers. They manage vessel operations, cargo transportation, and port service to ensure. Thirdly, passengers or consumer. Passengers use sea transport for travel, while consumers depend on maritime shipping for the delivery of imported and exported goods. Their demand is influence ship. Their demands influences shipping service and trade activities. Fourth, environmental groups. Environmental groups advocate for sustainable maritime practices by monitoring pollutions, protecting, protecting marine ecosystem, and encouraging the adoption of cleaner shipping technologies. Community organizations represent the interests of local communities near ports and coastal areas. They work to address concerns related to environmental impacts, employment activities, and community development. A well-known real-world example that illustrates the interaction between the components and stakeholders of sea transportation is the blockage of the Suez Canal. Blockage caused, blockage caused by the container ship Ever Given. On 20, on 23 March 2021, the vessel became stuck across the Suez Canal due to strong winds, reducing visibility and causing navigational difficulties. The incident blocked one of the world's busiest shipping routes for 6 days, delaying hundreds of ships and disrupting global trade. The component sea transportation involved is vessel. The Ever Given was a large container vessel responsible for transporting thousands of containers between Asia and Europe. As the main transport vehicle, its grounding immediately stopped traffic through the canal. Secondly, port infrastructure. The Suez Canal is one of the most important maritime routes in the world, connecting the Mediterranean Sea and the Red Sea. The canal's limited width meant that once the vessel became stuck, no other ship could pass through. Thirdly, cargo and logistics system. Thousands of containers carrying electronics, food products, machinery, and medical supplies were delayed. Shipping schedules, warehouse operations, and inland transportation were also affected. Stakeholder involved. Firstly, shipping company Evergreen Marine Corporation operated the vessel and was responsible for cargo transportation. The company faced financial losses, delays, and reputational challenges. Canal Authority Canal Authority. The Suez Canal Authority managed the canal, coordinated the rescue operation, and restored navigation after the ship was refloated. And thirdly, cargo owners. Manufacturers, retailers, and importers experienced delays in receiving raw materials and finished product, affecting production and sales. The issue and challenges faced are as followed. Firstly, limited alternative routes. When the canal was blocked, ships had to wait or reroute around the Cape of Good Hope, adding approximately 1 to 2 weeks to travel time and increasing fuel costs. Secondly, supply chain vulnerability. The incident exposed how heavily global trade depends on a few strategic maritime choke points. A single disruption affected industries worldwide. Thirdly, high economic costs. Shipping companies, manufacturers, retailers, and insurers suffered financial losses due to delayed deliveries and increased operating expenses. To conclude, sea transportation is essential for global trade and economic growth because it provides a cost-effective way to transport goods and people. However, the sector faces challenges such as pollution, climate change, port congestion, and safety issues. By improving infrastructure and adopting sustainable practices, sea transportation can continue to support long-term economic and environmental sustainability.